Here is a list of the top 10 places to visit in the USA. Number 10, the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is an incredible geological wonder stretching over 200 miles. The Grand Canyon is a deep ravine carved out by the Colorado River over thousands of years. Located in the state of Arizona, the Grand Canyon is a top destination to visit in the Southwest and one of the most popular of U.S. national parks. USA Weekend called it one of the most beautiful places in America. Amid this spectacular landscape, you'll find great eating, luxurious lodging, and loads of art galleries and shops. Number 9, Hawaii. Say aloha to Hawaii, a top U.S. destination that's a quintessential island paradise. From the natural beauty of its beaches and volcanoes to its rich Pacific culture, Hawaii is the perfect destination if you're looking to really get away from it all. It's definitely a relaxing oasis with perfect weather no matter when you decide to go. Average highs range from 79 F in the winter to 84 in high summer, with average lows of 68 in the winter and 75 in the summer. Go hiking on the island of Kauai, see humpback whales in Maui, or play with fire at Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Number 8, Florida. Miles of beautiful beaches, family-friendly attractions like Walt Disney World, and the Latino culture and Art Deco style of Miami make Florida a top-of-the-list travel destination. You can soak up the sun on beaches that line the Emerald Coast in the Florida Panhandle, the Western Gulf Coast, or the Atlantic, enjoy the rides in Orlando, or have a blast in Miami's South Beach culture. Check out Tampa and St. Petersburg or explore the Everglades. Mostly, Florida is all about getting away and basking in its famous sunshine, which really is a huge draw in the wintertime for Americans and most of the rest of the country. Number 7, New Orleans. New Orleans is all about festivals, French roots, and a laissez-faire attitude, making it a distinctly different and popular destination for both American and international travelers. From Mardi Gras, New Orleans' biggest party, to Jazz Fest, one of the world's most respected gatherings of jazz musicians, there are plenty of ways to let the good times roll in the Big Easy. For the most authentic experience, stay in the French Quarter, where you'll be close to legendary restaurants and legendary streets, like Bourbon. And it's just a short drive from Frenchmen Street, where you can hear the music New Orleans is famous for. Number 6, San Francisco. Symbolized by the red rafters of the Golden Gate Bridge, this legendary city on San Francisco Bay is known for its neighborhoods, like Chinatown and the hippie-turned haute enclave of Haight-Ashbury. While San Francisco is an ideal city for nature lovers as well as the jet set, it is also a great jumping-off point for trips to the wine country of Napa Valley and Sonoma County or to the colossal tech campuses of Silicon Valley. Number 5, Las Vegas. Most people go to Las Vegas to try their luck at its famous casinos. But Las Vegas also has blockbuster shows, world-class shopping, and top-notch restaurants, all of which make this city a true desert oasis and a top travel destination. Take a tour of the MGM Grand, try your luck at the Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino, or walk through the Neon Museum, which showcases iconic Las Vegas signs. And of course, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Number 4, Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States, has miles of museums and monuments, almost all of which are free. That's just one reason why it is one of the most visited cities in the country, especially for families and school groups. It's the perfect place to learn about U.S. history at places like Mount Vernon, George Washington's plantation, Ford's Theater, where Abraham Lincoln was shot, the White House, the Capitol, Georgetown, and Alexandria, along with museums like the Smithsonian, the National Museum of American History, and the National Museum of African American History and Culture, and the National Museum of the American Indian. You can overdose on museums if you add the United States Holocaust Museum, the Newseum, the National Air and Space Museum, the National Portrait Gallery, the Hirshhorn Museum, and the National Gallery of Art. The famous cherry blossoms are typically in full bloom late March to early April along the tidal basin, where you can also see the Jefferson Memorial and memorials to Franklin D. Roosevelt and the relevant Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Don't miss the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and the World War II, Korea, and Vietnam Veterans Memorials on the National Mall. Number 3, Boston. Located along the eastern seaboard, Boston is a city of history. The famous Freedom Trail leads past some of the city's most famous and historic sites, making sightseeing and navigating through the city extremely easy. Picturesquely situated along the oceanfront, with ferries connecting the outer suburbs, Boston has a unique charm. Modern skyscrapers stand next to centuries-old buildings, and open public spaces, like Boston Common, give the city a quaint, small-town feel. The city also has a strong arts and cultural scene, and is home to the famous Boston Pops Orchestra. Number 2, Los Angeles. Southern California has a culture all of its own, and Los Angeles is the epicenter of this unique area. The city has always been associated with glamour, with the suburbs of Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and Bel Air dominating pop culture. There are all kinds of vacation possibilities in the Los Angeles area. Hollywood is a must for movie lovers, families come to experience nearby Disneyland, and shoppers will find plenty of possibilities. If you are looking for a laid-back beach scene, head to Venice Beach. For an interesting natural history experience, be sure to visit the Page Museum and La Brea Tar Pits to see fossil remains of prehistoric animals that roamed this area 40,000 years ago. Number 1, New York City. American icons like the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, and Times Square are on every first-time visitors list, but they are just a few of the attractions to see in New York City, America's most populous and most popular city. Also known as the Big Apple, New York City is a favorite destination for both domestic and international visitors. Don't miss a leisurely walk on the High Line, an old railroad track-turned park that features greenery, artwork, and beautiful skyline views. Broadway and the Theater District is the place to go to see the latest plays and musicals, and if you're an art lover, New York has an embarrassment of riches: the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Museum of Modern Art, the Guggenheim Museum, the Whitney Museum of American Art, and the Frick Collection. Or go shopping on Fifth Avenue, check out Washington Square and Greenwich Village and Rockefeller Center, take a walk through Central Park, and get awed by Grand Central Terminal. If you're staying for more than a few days, dig deeper into NYC's architecture or make a trip to Brooklyn.